Wow. Okay, personal update time. Holy moly, a lot going on. Haven't talked to you guys, some of you, in a long time, so I have had a number of you ask what's going on. Well, the big thing in the short term is we had another pipe blowout about 2 weeks ago. Mom woke up one day, came down, was doing something in the kitchen, and water was dripping out of the light fixture on top of her head. Very long story short, the pipes in the master bathroom blew out and destroyed our kitchen. It had been weeping down the walls. We just didn't know it because it was behind our cabinetry and our stove, or our ovens, excuse me. And the kitchen's just destroyed. So we have today, we're back in our house for the first time. We've been living in a local hotel per the insurance for the last 10 days. And I'm going to go off on that tangent for a bit because mom's out on a walk right now. I just spent 10 days in a room with my mother. Holy crap, her brain is gone. It's so sad. I mean, obviously, I say that lightly, but it's not. I knew, I mean, I've mentioned it here on these videos to friends and family, what's going on, but to not be able to get away from her brain for that period of time was absolute insanity, and it's amazing. One of us didn't kill the other one or whatever. um, she went for a walk, and even though I gave her the key to the hotel, I was trying to get some work done. I couldn't go with her, and she had to couldn't remember her room number, even though it was written on a piece of paper in her pocket. And she had to get the hotel manager to get her back, to the room. And she had no idea where we were. She was asking what state we were in, how far are we from the house? And we're going 2 miles, 3 miles. Well, we're in Carlsbad. Well, where's that compared to where we live? After a few days, she said she did not remember the house. Um, and we went to the house, and I had her drive. I mean, obviously she's driving, but I always navigate. But I let her kind of navigate, and she was able to drive home, but she doesn't remember the house. Even today, when she's back in the house, she looked around and said, "Do we live here or do we live in that other place?" So that's how bad it's gotten. She's not sure where the hell she lives, and um, the place is torn apart. You can't tell, my room's always a mess, but the place is totally destroyed. Everything's turned upside down. They seem to be doing really good work. The drywall looks amazing. You can't tell where patches are at all. You see the spot behind me, right above my head in the corner. They actually just did that today, but I had an 18-inch wide gash in the ceiling the entire width of my room because the bathroom is above my room. I'm not gash, but they took 18 inches wide of drywall out of my ceiling the whole way, and you can't see it at all except for that, which they redid today. So it's still wet. So they seem to be doing really good work. They retexture. If they do a patch on a wall, they retexture the entire wall. So that's cool. But who cares about that stuff when I've got going on with my mom's got going on? Um, she just, she thinks everyone's stealing stuff. Last night I couldn't find my t-shirt to sleep in, and she was like, "I think housekeeping took it." I was like, first of all, housekeeping didn't come into our room today, and second, they would have taken my laptop or the this or the that and not a used t-shirt. But she's just getting that kind of paranoia. She constantly thinks her purse is stolen, so she's constantly hiding it, but she can't remember where she hid it, so it's constantly lost. I'm not exaggerating when I say 60 times a day we found her purse. If I could make air quotes, I would. That we found her purse in the hotel room. Oh, it's not stolen. Yeah, I know, Mom, it's not stolen. It's under the bed. It's behind the drawer. It's behind the under the dresser. It's behind the third. She's just wonderful at hiding it from herself. So I don't know what the answer there is. I mean, it's going to be more help and a lot more help. I don't even know what the answer there is yet. I'm still dealing with it. In the short term, we got to put our house back together. They're painting tomorrow, so I'm not even worrying about it. But I'm hoping to get friends and neighbors and family and stuff like that to come over and lend an hour here and there because, even just, even with Savannah helping out, it's I'm useless in doing stuff like that, and Mom's brainless in doing stuff like that. So I don't know how we're gonna put the house back together. And then we've still got to remodel the kitchen. Insurance has been good; they're taking care of a lot. I'm throwing a little extra money in, and we'll update it from the '80s to modern days. But that's we're gonna live in a weird world here for a few more weeks at least. And my mom's got no brain. I laugh about it, but just the examples, I could just go on and on. But being within 10 feet of her every minute for the last 10 days was absolutely crazy making. I need to go out and, drink more than I've drank in a year with friends and just forget it all. um, so, yeah, there's that. Um, what else is going on? Business has been phenomenal. If any of you know a business owner, I've been working with this new thing called the ERC, Employee Retention Credit. As part of the CARES Act from the Trump administration, the second round of stimulus checks that came out after PPP. And the Biden administration has expanded it dramatically so that many more companies are eligible. To give you real life and quick examples on the small side, I did this for a dentist that has five employees. They got $49,000. On the large size, the largest one I've worked with so far was a civil engineering firm client of mine, 84 employees. They got $2.4 million back. So I've done a bunch of these. I'm working with a company doing the back office work that does great work. And without getting into too much detail, if you know business owners, the question is, have you done your ERC? And if they say no, or what is that, put them in touch with me. I can help them out, kick you back a commission, whatever, because there's amazing amounts of money coming back to companies right now. And it's not uncommon for companies to get hundreds of thousands or even $1 million back. I've worked with several that have received $1 million or more. I did one for a bar or restaurant that has 34 employees. They got $620,000. So, huge numbers involved. And as a result of that, my business has been phenomenal. I've been busy. Frankly, this whole pipe burst thing couldn't have come at a worse time because I've been super busy. And following up with leads and stuff. And all of a sudden I was kind of, I couldn't just sit around with doing, working while mom's in a hotel room. So I've been working at half speed lately. I'm happy to be back in my home and in my office where mom can putter around in the rest of the house and work and, get stuff done without having to babysit her because I couldn't let her out of that. I couldn't let her out of the hotel. Literally, if you don't know where you are and you can't remember where you're going, where do you go? And she would look around and get downstairs and just be like, I don't know where I should be. And so I literally couldn't let her leave that facility without me with her because she'd get lost and then she wouldn't know where to go and she wouldn't remember to use her cell phone. And I picture police trying to figure out who the hell she is and where to take her. So anyway, good news is this business thing has come up, which has dramatically increased my income because I think I'm about to need it to take care of both her and me. So let's see what else is going on. That's really tended to be it. I mean, that's enough, isn't it? Jesus. For those of you wondering, my father's estate, if you remember, we finally, he passed 2 years ago. We went through liquidating everything, selling the house. We got the house sold almost a year ago. I think it was, I've even lost track. I think it was October. I think it was October last year. Maybe November. I think it was October. Jeez. And we finally got everything done. Jumped through some hoops. Sent it to the court in April, maybe March. And we finally have the final hearing later in September, toward the end of September. And at that point, they are, we fully expect, because there's nothing strange going on. There's been 15 transactions in the bank account. We just deposit money in and paid a couple bills, and that was it. So it's pretty cut and dried. And so that should finally pay out to Sean and I, which, it took forever, and everyone blames the courts, but I tell you, attorneys slowed things down as much as the courts. The courts were actually quite responsive. There were a number of times where we filed something and literally the next day had a response from the court because of the upgrade to their system because of COVID. They've all had to computerize and upgrade and update. And the only thing that really took a long time was when we processed the final paperwork and they said, okay, you'll have your hearing in 6 months. That's the only thing where the court slowed us down. There are so many turns where, especially Sean's attorney, at the time, he fired them, slowed us down just because they wanted it to be very antagonistic. They were literally, telling him, Brian must be robbing from you, must be stealing the money, it's always theft. And Sean's like, no, Brian's had me there at every turn and he's being honest about things. They wanted to be antagonistic. So once he got rid of them, things sped up. Beyond that, not a whole heck of a lot going on, just kind of working a lot. And oh, mom's back. There she is. All right. Go away, Mom.
Okay.
This is my mom.
Who am I talking to?
People.
People?
Just, yeah.
Okay, well, I wouldn't want them to know. who
No,
your
that's,
mother
that was my mom. Well, you all, hey, most of you know her. So that's the big aspects of what's going on. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I've kind of been going out to Phoenix and visiting Jane. For those of you who know of her, she's doing well. Her eyes are much better. She had surgery recently. She was saying that she sees better now than she has at any time in the last few years, so that's great. The surgery that they did on her in early August seems to have really worked, so that's really great to hear. That's about it. I hope you're all doing well. Send me emails back, whatever. I just, I send this out to about 35 people, and it's hard to have the same conversation with everybody. So thank you for watching my 11-minute video. Hope you're doing well. Take care.